This video is going to look at finding the derivative of the function 1 over x minus 1 using the limit process. So to do that, we're going to take f prime of x is going to be equal to the limit as our delta x approaches 0. And now we need to evaluate the function at f of x plus delta x. So all of that's going to go in for the place of x. So 1 over x plus delta x minus 1, and then we're going to subtract away the function 1 over x minus 1. And keep in mind this is all divided by our delta x. And if we simplify this, we're going to end up with 1 over x plus delta x minus 1 minus 1 over x minus 1. You have two options. You can find a common denominator and combine the top two and then divide by your delta x. Or we could simply look at multiplying the numerator and denominator by this common denominator, which would be, in this case, x plus delta x minus 1 and x minus 1. Now, when we multiply the numerator, the x plus delta x minus 1 is going to cancel out, so this part's going to cancel, and all we have left then is the 1 multiplied by x minus 1, so we're going to be left with x minus 1 minus, and this time the x minus 1 is going to cancel, so we're going to be left with this minus 1 being multiplied by the x plus delta x minus 1. And in the denominator, once again, leave this again in the factored form. We can just simply leave this as delta x multiplied by the x plus delta x minus 1 and x minus 1. And by doing this, we can now distribute, and the numerator we have x minus 1, and then we have a negative x minus delta x plus 1, and our denominator will remain the same. And once again, the numerator, notice what's going to happen. We have x and negative 1, and positive 1. Again, everything in that original function there is going to cancel out, so that we are now simply left with a negative delta x on top, and on the bottom we have our delta x multiplied by the x plus delta x minus 1 and x minus 1. And clearly we can now cancel out our delta x's. And in doing so, notice now when we cancel, we're left with a negative 1 on top. And in the denominator, we're simply left with x plus delta x minus 1 and x minus 1. So now, are we able to use our direct substitution and plug 0 in And the answer is yes. We would have negative 1 over x plus 0 minus 1 multiplied by x minus 1, which means this would really be negative 1 over x minus 1 times x minus 1. Or we could certainly write this as negative 1 over x minus 1 squared. And that is going to be the derivative of f of x.